I could have most anything appear out of the blue, well, I would be the envy of everyone I knew. But the only thing I wish for would be you.
It's funny, you bring your big boat through the tiny little locks and you're like, how the hell did I fit my boat in there? And then you see boats that are like 6 times the size. I have not checked the engine oil for a while, so I wanted to do that. And there's a dipstick in there somewhere. Both engines are running smoothly. If you listen carefully, you can hear the turbines. They don't kick in until you're going about 10-12 knots, but then it makes quite a lot of difference. Both engines are 225 horsepower each, and that, on flat water like this, the boat would probably pick up to about 20, 21, maybe 22 knots if it's clean. But for cruising around, because that's at about 2600 RPM, for cruising on the canals and rivers, I'm doing about 1000 RPM. It's just, I mean, it ticks over at 800, so it's just slightly above tick over, and it runs great. I did have a little bit of a, not a problem, but a thing where it was, you can see there's water here, and it was caused by a drip coming from this sort of flange thing. But the other day I had a visit from a guy called Simon, a friend of mine, on a Facebook group, and he's like, no, all you gotta do is like, you back these lock nuts off, and then tighten down these about a half a turn, which I did, and guess what? It fixed it. So that's great. Very useful to have knowledgeable friends that can give you little tips like that. Let me just turn the seacock on again. So that's the coolant for the main engine there. There's another one on that side. Yeah, the dripping has stopped, so that's great. And whilst we're down here in the engine room, you may have noticed that I now have a Patreon account, which means that if you want to help out a little bit, you can click on the button below and help out. Otherwise, just if you could share it and subscribe and all that usual stuff, that would be great. But the Patreon thing is super, super good for people who create stuff like this. Thanks for helping. Here's a little like informational panel thing talking about where we are, which is here, and that is that house there, but it's still here, and that bridge thing is just there. So they're just sort of preserving the spirit of the place. But it looks like it was actually kind of funny because they have strange diving competitions, but now it's not swimmable anymore. Apparently there used to be a big pool here, if you can see it here, but that's all gone. But the place is still here, and it's still a sort of recreational area. It's a shame. I kind of like pools. This is actually a berm that's been put here to protect the city in case it floods, because there's a big river there and the town is here, so that protects it. They're actually taking one of the big boats out. In the middle of town, there's this really kind of wonderful sculpture thing here, but it's just this ball that you can move around. Probably weighs about a ton. Really nice though, I like that. I just noticed I'm the only person in the store wearing a mask. I think I can shop without a mask for the first time in like 2 years.
It feels so strange and new.
Slight disaster averted this morning. I managed to drop the lid of the toothpaste down the plug hole, which seems like almost not that important, but trying to get this out of the plug hole pipe thing could have been a real problem. But I managed to stick a drill down the hole and drill a little hole in it and pull it out. So it's funny how you think, I'll clean the sink, and then you cause a problem and you spend the next hour trying to fix it. So from now on, I'll be using these capless toothpaste dispenser things, because then you can't drop a cap down the plug hole. A little crazy out here today. Well, that was a bit dramatic. There was this loud crash, and this huge piece of tree came down. It seems to have not damaged my bicycle, but a little drama. The boat that's usually parked here, a big barge called La Vie en Rose, is out cruising for the day, so I thought I would take this opportunity to get a free pump out. Okay, I can't hear any more fluid flowing in the pipes, so I think we're done. Well, this is a little exciting because this very morning, I am on my way to the airport to meet my friend Tamara, who I have known for a very long time, and she's going to join me on the boat. Well, we made it all the way to the very last lock before we're supposed to get to the next place, and it's one of these automatic ones, but nothing's working. We're kind of stuck right now. Whatever. We made it work. The problem was that because this lock has been not used for a while, the lens that is the little sensor that goes between the two sides had got a little foggy, so it thought there was a boat there. So nothing works when that's a little bit messed up. So he just wiped it clean and we're good. This is this name, and we weren't gonna stop here, but it's so lovely that we were like, let's just stop here for the night. So we're stopped here for the night. We're gonna go to this name tomorrow. But what's nice is that the guy at the lock recognized the boat. And that's the third time that's happened now. When I was at Nevers, when I got there, a guy was like, "Jaywalking the world, I know you." And then he left, and then the next boat that came in, they'd already watched the channel as well. So it's getting out there. That's quite exciting. I know it's a little thing, but I like little things.
Purple tulips and barrage.
Tamara's gonna turn me into a hippie. What did you just say?
Look at these beautiful wildflowers. These are like little mini snapdragons. So, hey, Mr. Goat.
Hello.
I got so lost on the shore. I wish.
It's about 100 kilometers, no, 60 kilometers south of Nevers. And I'm going to stay here for a couple of days because it's going to be raining tomorrow. We're waking up here in, where is it? Deceive. And just gonna head that way. Just printing the vignette. These go on either side of the boat, so the lock keepers can tell that you've paid your V&F fees. Yeah, pull out. If Tamara gripped that steering wheel any tighter, she'd break it.
What made my life so wonderful?
I'm just editing the last bit in. I won't put all the bits where it got attempted, because that's how you make yourself look more professional. I only put the good stuff in. Here we have a very rare breed of French monkey. What's the name of the monkey?
The Boston kind.
Say it with the French accent.
Le Boston.
Ah, Le Boston monkey.
It's very good for your balance. Let's not
might not be the one for me. And what does this boat have? It has no Maries. Sorry, Marie. Oh, hit him on the head. and this is a free mooring, and we have free power right there. You can only stay here boat parking 3 days. And this is the lovely village of Ganay-sur-Loire. We're still in central France, and I'm still butchering the French language, I'm sorry. But this is a free mooring, and it has free power, but you can only stay 3 days. So we're only staying 1 day, but it's so nice to pull into a little village in France, tie off the boat, and you've got free power. I came to meet the cows close up. Cows! Oh. I moved a bit too quickly. Come back. Come on, come back. Come on. Come on. Ow! Oh! See this wire here? It's an electric wire to keep them out, and I just shocked myself. There you go, they've all followed. When the boat's moving, I take the dish off and put it down at the back there. We've been making very good headway this morning. We've gone about 10 kilometers. We're going through our third lock, and we haven't even had breakfast yet. Because these locks aren't automatic, they have to be manually operated by the VNF staff. Then they close at lunch from, I think, 12:30 to 2-ish. Voilà. We just stopped at this rather nice little place for lunch. There's a few boats here, someone fishing, bunch of motorhomes. Again, it's one of these like 3-day stopover places that provides you with free power and water and toilets and showers and things. So it's really nice. The lock is over there, but closed from 12:30 till 2, so it's almost 2 o'clock and we're going through that way. Lunch is over. Sometimes the staff on the boat slacks a little bit, and you will notice that this is almost empty. And now it's completely empty. The service on board this boat is exemplary. You can look that word up. When I get to a new destination, I have to wait for the Starlink dish to resolve itself, and once it's done that, it usually takes like 10 or 15 minutes. I've got Starlink, so we're just going to wait for it to move around and figure out where it is in the world. There you go, it's found its new place, and we'll have Starlink within a minute or so. That was a pretty good day of boating. About 46 kilometers, exactly as we'd planned. Everything went perfectly. They closed the locks at 5 o'clock, and we got to the last lock at 4:58. So good. So there's not much here. I mean, there's a little village over there, but good place to stop for the night. Moving off tomorrow, probably about 10 in the morning. Good morning. This is a little town that I cannot remember the name of. Anyway, this place doesn't have power, but we don't need it because we've got the solar. And we did about 46 kilometers yesterday, and today we've only got like 30 to do. We're going to stop at Digoin, I think, and do some buying some produce, get some food and stuff, because we're getting a little bit low. And so a nice easy day today. Still getting a little bit of white vapor from the starboard engine, but I don't know, it doesn't seem serious. It's just like annoying, but it shouldn't be there. So I don't know what to do about it apart from nothing. You kind of have to wait until something else goes wrong, and then you're like, oh, that's what the problem is. But I'm not going to take the engine apart to try and find out. We'll see. There is a lake just over there, and Tamara said I might go and swim in that lake tomorrow. We will see. I'm not going to go swim in lake. It's cold, and I like nice warm showers. But she's a little bit more adventurous on that edge of things. I don't climb mountains either. But there's the lake. You can place bets as to whether she's going to go swimming in it. Tamara's just got back from her swim. How was that swim?
I decided it wasn't worth it.
When you say not worth it, you mean too fucking cold?
No, I mean too cloudy over the water.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, she's right. The water is a little bit icky. We are now in central France. I bought this dish in Paris, and I'm now a good, I don't know, 400 kilometers south of Paris. Still working great. Usually this arch thing is up, but we have to go into some low bridges, so I lower the whole thing down as we go into the bridges, and that way I still have a Starlink dish when we get to the destination. but it's working fine still. It's worked so well. I'm completely happy with buying this thing. I get great internet, fast internet. Like as soon as I pull in somewhere and I turn it on, it takes about 5 minutes to connect, but as soon as it connects, boom. So the issue with this particular mooring is they've got these very large, like U-shaped things, and the fenders, these things, fit nicely into those, and that causes the boat to bump against the actual big metal. So what you do is you drop a plank just outside the fenders, and that kind of smooths it all over, and then your boat doesn't bump in the night. We were going to go further that way, but it's a nice mooring. There's a shop, and to be honest, we got kind of lazy. We were like, should we go further? Let's not. You kind of always want to have a couple of different lines if you're going to stop overnight. If you're just stopping for lunch, maybe you can slack off a little bit, but overnight you want the extra one just in case.